Hello Libras, my name is JJ. Welcome to my channel. This is my first week here on YouTube and I've delivered around 5? I've lost count of the number of tarot readings that I've brought for other awesome viewers. And this time around I figured I needed to really rush into your sign. I got that like really strong feeling after I did the Aries video today. So I'm here to give you guys a tarot reading using my awesome Smith-Waite deck. So for those of you who are new to me, which is pretty much everybody, I come to these readings having already meditated on your cards, but I have not shuffled them yet. I semi-shuffle, sort of, while I'm meditating. Other than that, I like to shuffle as I'm doing the reading and as I'm describing what it is that I know about your sign and perhaps how the sign also relates to me. It depends on whether or not I have people around me who are Libras. I like to use whatever knowledge I have about the sign to get the energies flowing as much as I can. So I'll start. Libras, you are the fairest sign. I think everyone knows this, and if someone does not know this about a Libra, well, how can you not notice? Libras are extremely diplomatic, the most diplomatic sign of the zodiac for sure. You really are all about justice and balance and keeping things real that way. You really do know what it means to sacrifice as a result of this. As long as things are equal around you, as long as your relationships are fair, and the relationships even between your friends and family are fair, you are a happy person. Sometimes this means, though, that you'll sacrifice your own feelings for the sake of other people's happiness. And that is why no one hates a Libra. Everyone loves a Libra. Because you're always out to make people happy. You're also like extremely hospitable, which I really love about you. Thank you so much, because like that personally makes me feel like I'm always welcome in your home, always. I don't know a lot of Libras. I would love to know more. But the ones that I do know have always made me feel comfortable. They've always made me feel welcome, even from the very first day that I've met them. And you really appreciate beauty. Taurus also appreciates beauty, but so do you. Sometimes this can mean that, don't hate me for saying this though, sometimes it can mean that you're maybe a little bit superficial, but that's just because like you're extremely idealistic. When you have a vision for something, you have a really perfect vision of what that is. And there's really nothing wrong with that. That makes you guys like extremely successful, like in the art realm, as makeup artists. I felt the need to say makeup artists, and maybe there are a couple of makeup artists watching my videos. Who knows? Extremely creative. I know like a director, a film producer who's a Libra. He's extremely creative, very outgoing, has so many ideas there stuck in his head. But now if only you had a crew to back you up, though. Am I right? Not saying that you don't like to do the work, although, you know, in comparison to other signs, that is a bit true. You have brilliant ideas. You definitely know how to make money, that's for sure. You've got money-making ideas. Extremely original. But if only you had a group to actually do the work for you. In that sense, you're really great at leading, really great at direction, giving direction. You're really great at transforming your thoughts into reality, which is something the Page of Cups is very capable of doing. And that can apply in a number of ways. Like I said, you know, you can be a film producer, you can be a film director, you can have an idea, you can be an animator and really know how to translate this idea into an actual working production. When it comes to relationships, like I said, yeah, you're extremely diplomatic, you're extremely fair, you want to make everyone around you happy. Like, if they are happy, you are happy, ultimately. Sometimes this does mean that you sacrifice your feelings for the sake of other people's happiness. You're very admirable for that. You're also the glue of a group. You are. So if there is conflict maybe going on between a couple of people around you, you usually really know how to resolve this. You help them resolve it. That also means that you're honestly like one of the best signs for listening to other people's perspectives and actually understanding another person's perspectives. I've felt oftentimes, you know, like people around me don't get me, for instance. But then the one Libra in the room, they'll be looking at me. They don't have to say much. They just have to look at me, and I know they've understood. They've understood what it is that I have to say, or what it is that I'm thinking. And that alone makes me feel at ease around the Libra. You are truly, you really are masters of relationships. Sometimes I don't like to get straight into the cards until I have a clearer picture in front of me. Because multiple storylines can develop, of course. You have 2 sevens that have popped out so far. The 7 of Pentacles, as well as the 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords has been popping out for a lot of signs. I know I haven't covered the entire zodiac yet, but the only video I don't remember this sign popping out in was the Aries video. Well, the 7 of Pentacles talks about someone who's looking at their harvest, who's looking at the result of all their hard work. And the 7 of Swords is a bit of a hasty plan. It's juggling too many eggs at the same time. It is running around with far too many swords, basically, though, in this case. It's futility. So, it could be here, first thoughts that I'm getting. This is in the past position. That you're thinking, you have all these ideas in your head, things that you would like to make a reality, because I think you are maybe a creative person who is watching this. And you want to manifest all these new ideas that are coming to you. Even though Cups is a very emotional card, it usually deals with emotions. But when I really look at the Page of Cups, you know, that's honestly what I think of, is that they are trying to manifest all their new ideas. And it's also someone who's rather psychic, the Page of Cups. But it could be that you have so much going on in your head that there's a need for you to balance it all out, which I know is a little bit weird that I'm saying this to a Libra, because you are literally, like, you are the sign of balance and fairness. But the Temperance card has popped up here, and Temperance talks about a need to really balance out different sectors of your life. So you're not necessarily two things that are in balance, like Justice, which has also, this is you. But Temperance is, you know, going from one thing to the next and mediating between these things. it's not giving one thing more importance than another. It is like trying to be equally grounded with more than one project. It can also be like being at more than one place at the same time. Or maybe you're thinking, how can I do this? How can I juggle between all these projects, all these ideas that I have? And you're taking a look at all this hard work that you've done here. Which you have been doing. You've been working hard. Even though Libras, they really like to enjoy themselves. If they find something passionate, they will work hard for it. And here you're wondering if it's enough, you know, is it enough for you to sustain yourself? You've popped out here as the Justice card. Is justice being served in your life at the moment? Is all your work going to pay off? It could be that you have been doing this very well. You've been tempering between all these ideas, all these projects that you have going on, that you had going on in your head. And now, because you've been doing that very well, it could be justice is being served, or not. And why? Because of this coming out right after justice. Too many ideas going on. You haven't been balancing them out very well, even though you've been trying. Now you're looking at whether or not you worked hard enough. Did you work hard enough? I mean, you probably do believe that you did. So you might also be looking at your heart here thinking, but I put in my heart and my soul into this and into all of these things. But it could also be that you knew that not everything was going to be successful because you can't juggle all of that on your own. Or even if you had a team, maybe it was a bit too much. And justice comes out here to tell you, balance, man, balance. Balance is the key. I know, okay, so temperance and justice, you know, like, for me, I don't want to say that they mean one and the same thing, because honestly, temperance to me is more than two ideas that are being juggled that need to come into play. Temperance is seriously like, if it's effectively going from one thing to the next with mediation, while justice is trying to keep it fair and balanced. Justice is emphasizing the idea of temperance. But it could be that you were not doing that very well here. And hence, like, there was a futile plan, like a plan that wasn't very solid, and it started to fall apart a little bit. Or you barely got away with it. It could also be that, because this guy, he is getting away with things, by the way. He is. He might not be able to make it all the way to that camp in one piece, because of look at all the swords that he's juggling, huh? But he is still getting away with it. He's kind of like peering behind his back to make sure that no one's watching. And the moment he sees that no one's watching, he's running off with these swords. He's running off. It's a funny vibe. I'm getting this really funny vibe. Like, yeah, you dodged the bullet. That's successfully, you dodged it. And here, why? Because in the present, you know, you're probably taking some time off. With the Three of Wands, is a person who is looking out at their enterprise, at their business, at their service. They are kind of like they've put all these things out there, and they're watching their business flourish, or they're waiting. It also can be waiting for a return on investment, but you're much calmer here, a lot calmer. Whereas this guy, he's running around. He's running around. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay, yes. This is making sense. So you were very busy in the past running around with this plan that you barely just got away with, or all these projects that you might have been juggling. And now you can sort of relax. You're like, oh, I can relax for a bit. You know, I've put things out there. Now I'm just going to wait and see what happens. But I feel good about this. I feel good about this. I'm sailing into calmer waters now. I can finally relax for a bit with this Six of Swords. And maybe even you're doing this on your own, it could be. Just for a bit. Like maybe you've been around a lot of people recently. Although I don't get that feeling that you've been around too many people, but it's more like, oh, I need a break, like a retreat, maybe on my own, and maybe I'm not going to tell people that I'm going to go away for a bit. You're feeling, with the Page of Swords that's come out here, I'm getting a completely different vibe than I usually get. So the vibe I'm getting with the Page of Swords, before I tell you the meaning of the Page of Swords, like how I've understood it in tarot, the vibe I'm getting with this card though now is that you're being very much a free spirit. And air signs tend to be free spirits a lot more than other elements in other signs in the zodiac. So, but this is a bit strange because the Page of Swords to me is a card of someone who is anticipating, you know, whether or not enemies are going to come and cross her. But I'm not getting that with when it popped out. I really felt strongly free spirit, because she can be a free spirit. She's wandering out there in nature, you know. She's not necessarily even like paying attention too much like to the surface that she's like walking on, which isn't flat here, so she could trip and fall. But that's because she's looking ahead. She's looking straight. She's looking about, wondering if someone is going to cross her. That's why she's got her sword up high. You have an appearance of love here. The Ace of Cups is feeling extremely abundant with love, like so much so that your cup is overpouring, it is overflowing. There is so much that you can offer the people around you. Or is this one person? Is it a Page of Swords? Is it another air sign, like an Aquarius or a Gemini or another Libra? I doubt this though. I really feel like this is more you. This is your free spirit right now. Your free spirit. Perhaps like it is time you feel like you want to get into a relationship. Then what's all this heartache about, huh? Where'd this come from, Libra? Let's take a closer look. So I've told some other signs that I have this journal I keep by me where I've documented the traditional meanings of each card, but more than that, I've documented how I feel when these cards pop out. Like if any recurring patterns have appeared in readings, then I tend to take note of them. So sometimes I like to refer back to see if I can gain any further insight that I may have missed out on. I may do that with you guys. Interesting. I mean, pages can also mean that messages are coming in. And they might not be very smooth messages because it's a sword element here. Oh, whoa. And in this particular case, if you have been waiting for, you know, like some sort of return on investment, got way too many cards that popped out here, so I'm just going to continue shuffling. If it's meant to be, they'll come out again. So you could be receiving some sort of message with regards to all these projects that you've put out there, which you are now waiting to see what will happen. There might be a rival in your midst. And if you are in the creative industry, then I would anticipate that to be so, because you're competing with a lot of people, naturally. And it might be here that you're thinking, you have so much to offer, and you do. You're feeling a little bit uncomfortable about this. I want to know what this heartache is all about. Can you tell me? Can you guys please comment on this video and tell me if this heartbreak here makes any sense to you? Because right now I'm not seeing a lot of characters pop out, except for, you know, yourself. You've come out, yes. There is an earth element here with this pentacles, but I heavily feel that this is you looking at your own work and not an earth sign like a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. And likewise, even though the Three of Wands is a fire energy, and the Six of Swords sailing away or sailing into calmer waters is, well, that is very much your energy, actually. Sorry, well, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. I don't feel like there are other characters here, and that could be because, like, maybe it is time for you to go and you want to get back into a relationship somehow. You'd like a partner in your life, and that idea on its own might be causing you some pain, thinking maybe you haven't met the right person yet. But here in the future position is the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is someone who can offer you something. He's a very useful man or woman, an earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. And when this person comes in, there's hope, because you have the Star card. There's hope and optimism and life and your wish coming true, because it's also the wish card. This person is very slow coming in, though. This person isn't going to rush into your life. This person may already be in your life, although I don't get an indication that you already know this person, so it could be someone new. However, they come in slow, they come in peacefully, they come in with their offering in a very calm way. And this gives you hope. And you turn into the Fool, which, don't get me wrong, the Fool in the tarot is not the way that we define the Fool nowadays. It's not. The Fool in the tarot is someone who is fearless. He is adventurous. He or she is adventurous. He or she, you know, has a lot of tricks up their sleeves. The people around the Fool may not even be aware of this, but they are very happy-go-lucky. The Fool, he or she is like heading towards a cliff, and he may as well like be falling off this cliff. But he's not looking there. He's thinking, well, I'm just going to go with this. It's a new beginnings card. It's a card of not overthinking. It's taking a leap of faith into the unknown. It's immersing themselves in hope and optimism, much like, you know, this Star card. And you're walking right into this. You're walking right into this new feeling of hope, which is wonderful energy. And look at this, you know? You're also walking right towards the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is riding right up to you, which is great. If you put these two cards together, the scenes can combine. It's beautiful. Your last two cards here are the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. It's like a married couple here. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Powerful people in your midst. Passionate people in your midst. Not your energy. This is a third party of sorts. I'm inclined to say, you know, what just came to me. You're so excited about this person, it could be in the future, that you think that they might be the one. And you're willing to actually take this leap of faith and tell your family about it. Does that resonate with anyone here? There's not, you know, there's not a lot of difference between the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is just suggested to be someone who's a bit more magnetic than the King of Wands, but otherwise she takes on all the same traits. Passionate, noble, animated, fast, quick thinker. Leo, very Leo, actually. Very much like a Leo. And they're very aware, extremely conscientious. So this can be, if you are a younger male or a younger female, a father figure and a mother figure who you want to introduce this person to. That could very well be, but I really want to clarify this Three of Swords here. What is this Three of Swords? What is this Three of Swords doing in Libra's reading? Don't break my Libra's heart. I'm gonna kill you. I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but I love Libras. So you guys are really great people. So good-natured. You have such big hearts. So I don't like this heartbreak card here. Not for anyone, of course, but like, why? Especially since it's coming right after the Ace of Cups here. What is this? Three of Cups. Three of Swords, sorry, doing here. Do the cards want to say anything? Sometimes cards stop popping out when it's like enough is enough kind of thing. But I'd like to keep trying. Because if there's something extra to add to this, then I will add. What is this Three of Swords doing here? Gee, look at that. Man, nothing's coming out. I'm going to summarize in the meanwhile, like, you've been, whoa, it's too many cards, way too many cards, you guys. Okay, but, these two did separate from the pile, okay? So even though you had a number of cards pop out, they came out in one chunk, and these two were separate, so I'm inclined to listen to them. This heartbreak can be over a decision that you need to make between two people. And I say two people here, as opposed to two different situations, because clearly here we are dealing with love. Love and a heartbreak. Rarely do situations cause heartbreak. So this Two of Pentacles could be that you're juggling between two people. And when I look at the Two of Pentacles, you know, I don't see one item being grander or better than another pentacle. One pentacle is not better than the other. One person is not better than the other. They're both good people. You might be dating like these two people, and now you've got to make a decision. If you have the Ace of Cups here, and you are overflowing with emotions, maybe you've started to fall in love with two people. But you need to pick one, and that is breaking your heart, because how do you pick between two great people? You know you're also going to be breaking someone's heart when you make this decision. But it's inevitable. It has to happen. And with the Magician, anything can happen. Anything can happen. You and you alone have full control of this situation. Maybe I wouldn't say that if the Magician didn't pop out, but the Magician popped out here, and the Magician is someone who's totally capable of like any outcome. It can go any way with the Magician. The Magician can also be like the Joker card, like Bob's your uncle, you choose. You choose. No one's gonna choose for you. If this is not the person you end up picking, the Knight of Pentacles, who is someone extremely useful, who can play a significant role in your life and maybe even help you out with these creative projects, then this is someone who might actually come along to help you make this decision. An earth sign in your life might help you make this decision. Yeah. But whatever this decision ends up being, you know, there is hope, and you're really, really going to feel like a real great shot at this, at a really beautiful new beginnings, one where you really feel like you can take on the world, do anything with this person. Wow, you guys. It started off kind of like a career reading, and then somehow it worked its way up into a love reading. Look at that. So yeah, focusing a lot on work in the past. Juggling between a lot of things it could be. Justice comes out to tell you, hey man, you need to balance things out. You really need to balance things out. You can't do this for too long, because maybe now you've dodged a bullet and it's worked out for you, but that might not be the case later on. So watch out, and maybe now it's time for you to focus on your relationships, kind of thing. There's a need for balance. I can't believe I'm telling a Libra that there's a need for balance. I told Aries this in the previous video because for them there was a real, like, a message, and it came very strong across that there's a need for balance for them. But with you guys, it's like a little bit shocking that I'm saying this. But you've been on this work journey more or less alone. Even if you work with a team, you've more or less done this alone, or you've ended up alone, both ways. Like now that the creative projects may be calming down now, and there's a pause period, you're feeling fresher, more like a free spirit, and you have so much love to offer. So much, and you want to give it. And maybe there are two people in your lives, two persons. You're afraid to break one of their hearts, but because you might be falling in love with both. Someone comes along to help you make this decision, or this is the person that you end up choosing. And with the Magician card, anything goes. Anything goes. Anything goes. But the outcome is looking good, and it looks like it might even end up being quite a serious relationship that you're taking a leap of faith on, which is absolutely beautiful. And this person might be the one that you really, really want to introduce to your family here. I'm excited for you guys. Bottom of the deck, though, oh, I wasn't expecting this, is Judgment. Judgment. Well, if you are going to introduce this person to family, you could be slightly worried that judgment will be made. Just, it's normal. That's a bit natural. Or it could be that it is time for you to rise from the ashes. It is time for you, if you are single, to go forth with this new relationship and start anew, which you will be doing anyway with this beautiful, beautiful Fool card. All in all, looking great. And if you're already in a relationship, how would I interpret this? Not entirely sure. Maybe there is a renewal to look forward to. If you've been through a dry spell and you've felt like things in the past were getting a little bit boring, maybe there was too much routine, you know, there's so much love coming in that it's glorious. But heartbreak, if you are already in a relationship, might involve a third party. But this isn't something you can't get out of, because the Magician has control. The Magician has control, and I think you guys know what you need to do. You are the Justice card at the end of the day, and fairness means everything to you. And if someone here is not being fair to you, you will call them out on it. That's what a Libra does. You'll only go so far in a situation before you call someone out on it. If the situation's not fair for you, you will call them out on it, and it might hurt. It might hurt them, but this is something that needs to be done. So yes, Libra, okay. If this resonated with you, let me know with a thumbs up. If not, thumbs me down. If you hated it, move on. That's totally fine. Please don't hate on me. Feel free to comment if you have any feedback. It's always welcome. And I'm feeling extremely warm now after doing this reading. That felt a little bit intense, but I enjoyed it a lot. So I will see you guys in December. Energies go on till like the first week of December. If you don't hear from me at the very beginning of December, it could be, you know, because I want this to play out a little bit longer, since it took me a while to give you guys this reading, and energies take a while to change, but you can change the outcome anytime, basically. And I hope you know that. There's not too much foretelling that happens with tarot cards. Don't let anyone tell you any differently. That's my advice to you as well. So have a grand day, evening, night, wherever you are, and talk to you soon.